So I'm going to show you a couple of the meals that I like to do with rotisserie chicken that are healthier. I got two traditional ones, and I'm going to show you what I like to do with those. So I picked up this oven roasted, and this is just from my local Publix. I'm going to grab the pieces that we like and serve it with some leftover sides. I have some sweet potato fries, some asparagus and green peas, and I literally just grabbed those from leftovers from the night before. Next up, this is our family's favorite. This is the chicken salad that we love to do. I'm just chopping up all the chicken breast. I took all the skin off, anything that we didn't eat on that one. This is going to amount to about 2.5 to 3 cups of chicken. You can also use 2 chicken breasts that you cook yourself. I like to use a cup of grapes, and I'm going to cut all of those in half. So I use the red seedless grapes, which is perfect for this. It gives a little sweetness, and it gives also a little bit of texture. We absolutely love fruit in our... So next up, I am just taking a few stalks of some organic celery, and I am dicing this up into small pieces because we like the texture, and I find that my son does not pick it out if it's small like this. So I'm just going to dice that up. That's going to amount to half cup of celery. You can use whatever you would like in this, obviously, but that's what we like because it's the classic. But we're also going to mix in some fun things like walnuts, a quarter cup of that. I'm going to dice that up fine as well, just so it's a similar size as our celery. That's going to be a quarter cup. Then a couple of tablespoons of some finely diced sweet yellow onion. You could use red or whatever onion you like here. And I'm just going to give that a dice. I like the really, and then I'm going to go back over it. So I have our favorite mayo, which is the avocado oil by Chosen Foods. I get this from Costco. We have some organic raw apple cider vinegar. This is all of our chicken that's been diced up. And there's 3 cups here for reference. You could also use, a larger chunk. We've got that cup of grapes. We've got the quarter cup of the walnuts. And then we have that half cup of the celery. All of this is going to come together for a delicious chicken salad. And then we just have a little bit of onions. You can also omit that if you don't like it. So we're going to grab our bowl, and then we're going to take a 1/3 cup of mayo plus 1 tablespoon. And I'm also going to add 1 tablespoon of the apple cider vinegar until I make a dressing. I add a little salt to taste, and then I layer everything in. So our chicken goes in, our walnuts, our celery, our onion, and our grapes. All of that gets mixed in, and you can always tweak this to how you like it. If you like it to be dressed a little bit more, you could always add a little bit more mayonnaise. If you prefer lemon juice to apple cider vinegar, you could do that as well. You can really make this your own. I am using our favorite. If you've ever watched my grocery hauls from Costco, you know I love the Siete brand almond flour tortillas. These are delicious, and the texture to me is perfect. I nuke it in the microwave for about maybe 10 or 15 seconds to soften it. Then I'm going in and adding about a half cup of the chicken salad mixture, and I'm going to roll this up burrito style. Even though these are taco sized, I'm still going to roll it up like a burrito just so it doesn't fall out of the ends. And I roll it up tightly, grab a serrated knife, and I'm just going to cut that on a diagonal because it's cuter, right? So stay tuned because I'm about to wrap it in something completely different. That is what one of them looks like. I have this organic collard green. Oh my gosh, these were so beautiful. I add a little bit of water and salt to a shallow pan, and I'm literally going to just steam this collard leaf one by one for about 1 minute. Once it starts getting kind of floppy, it's ready. So once you can kind of do that, it's floppy, it's ready to go. I'm going to lay that on a paper towel. I'm going to let it dry a little bit. Next, I'm going to show you a couple of ways that I like to cut this. Please use caution. You do not have to cut this the way that I cut this, but we're going to get that hard stem off. There's a couple ways that you can do this. You can grab a paring knife and you can hold it in your hand like I'm doing, but I wouldn't suggest that you do that. But you can kind of skim this part off so it's flush without going through the leaf. And I've done this a bunch, so I'm kind of used to doing this, but I'm going to show you another way that you can do this as well. Always be careful, obviously. So you see how it's nice and floppy, but if you've cooked collard greens before, you know that this is a very very fibrous leaf. So just cooking it for a minute, still it's going to keep its shape. Or you can lay this leaf on its side and you can kind of fold it. So once that stem kind of bulges out, you can start cutting it. And you see all that fibrous? We're not going to eat this portion of it. We're going to make sure that we cut that off because it would be really, really stringy. We're going to lay this out, and I like to get kind of a uniform, this is the other way to cut it. You can lay it down and you can kind of just slice it off. You just kind of use the paring knife to get underneath part of the stem, and you just run the knife along. So I want to get this kind of a uniform shape. So we're going to cut off the part of the bottom, and you're going to get rid of, that big fibrous stem that's still there. I'm going to cut off some of the top just because it looks a little older and a little more wilted than I would like. So I'm going to cut that off. And next up, we are going to add in our chicken salad the same way that we did with the siete tortillas. We are going to do that with this collard green. You can always use a Boston lettuce or a Bib lettuce or big pieces of romaine that you've cleaned, and you can do this same scenario. It doesn't have to be rolled up like this. I just like the way that it looks, and I like getting in the extra nutrients from the collard greens. Dark leafy greens are the way to go. Vitamin K, so many antioxidants. So we're going, and of course fiber. So we're just going to roll that up. Look at how cute that is. You can put toothpicks on the end of that if you want to. I'm going to take that and I'm going to cut that also at a diagonal across the stem. And this is what it looks like. I've got to show you what this looks. It looks like plated. This is also great for entertaining because it's just pretty. So I'm having the Simple Mills almond flour crackers. This is the rosemary sea salt. It's amazing with this. I had to take a bite. It is so good. You can pair that with a salad that, again, you do not have to cook, or you can pair that with, some steamed vegetables that you want to put with that. So you could nuke some vegetables in the microwave in glass, not in those steamable bags. That drives me crazy because that is literally just leaching chemicals and toxins into your food because plastic breaks down when it is heated, and whatever chemicals are used on it are going to go into your food. So use glass if you can. Got an entire meal that you sort of cooked. I don't think we can really call it cooking. The microwave, or you can put, something on the stove and you can steam it that way. I have done all of the above, and I just think that this is just a really easy way to get dinner on the table. It's economical, and once you have your protein, the sides just kind of come together. The little collard wrap is just like to make it a little fancy. But another option is to just get romaine, or I really like Boston or Bib lettuce, so it doesn't have to be collards if you do not like that. These are just some options, and I hope that they're helpful for you to make things a little less stressful when it comes to cooking, a little healthier, and just who doesn't want to be in and out of the kitchen like that? I know some days that's me. That's what I want. Hope these gave you some great tips, and stick around to this channel, and some of the other things I'll link them up here or down here. Ideas and grocery hauls. Until next time, your life matters. What you do with it matters. So what will you steward well? Peace.